Yay, Rachel Nader. Welcome to my little podcast. I am so excited to have you join me today. We go way back. Actually, I think I was on LinkedIn and I was searching for everyone in the senior living industry, and I came across your profile and I just was like, oh my gosh, she is doing what I want to do. I loved your experience. I just was really enamored by you. And I reached out to you. I just sent you, I remember I sent you a message and I was like, Rachel, hi, will you be my friend? And you got back to me. You have been my friend. And I have to say, something that you don't run into often is a person that is genuine and abundant. You have this abundant mindset. Like you shared with me, you gave me resources, you connected me with other people so that I could figure out my journey. So, first of all, I just wanted to say that thank you so much for your giving heart and your abundant mindset. I feel like I still want to be you. Like I've seen you grow over the years. You're funny. You collaborate with other people. You are so smart. So that's just me like loving on you right now. But I'm excited to have you on my podcast for the love of branding. And I'm gonna shut up now and let you tell me a little bit about where you are right now and about your business. So, can you share with us your story?
I can, but law of reciprocation. I need to give you back everything you gave me because that's amazing. Just thank you. Thank you for saying that. Went out on LinkedIn right before the pandemic and really did what not other people were doing. I showed a side of vulnerability and struggle. And that for many people is so scary because LinkedIn back in 2019, that was for professionals. You
Yeah.
post perfect, professional, curated content, peer-reviewed articles. That's what it is. So when we go back to 2019 and I was out of work and I needed to work, I started posting videos about why you need to hire me, why you need to interview me. And that resonated with so many people and actually landed a job with Matchwell, a tech startup at the time that's now flourished and is doing very well. But they saw my videos and they said, "Hey, we want to talk with you." Then you fast forward into what you mentioned, Tasha, of how you and I met. When I worked with Matchwell, healthcare startup in staffing, the pandemic was announced weeks later. Not the best industry necessarily to be in during that time. And I was in sales. So you need to connect with people, you need to sell. And so I always look at data. What worked on LinkedIn before? Well, videos of me. But I didn't necessarily have a perfectly curated plan to post about my life. And how is that going to connect with C-suite executives in senior living and healthcare organizations? So don't call it luck. Definitely call it going through the pandemic with two kids. My husband at the time was in New York. His job transfer had frozen. It was one of the darkest times of my life, biggest struggles I've ever been through, period.
Mhm.
What I started doing is I started to just record the day in the life of. I would record panic attacks. I would record, you're a working mom with your kids and you're having an anxiety attack and you can't keep it together. And I would have my hair in a messy bun and I was just showing up who I was. That's all I had. There was no freckle of, gosh, how do you say it? I didn't have any power or strength to be somebody else. I was going to show up as myself. And that caught on like wildfire. And
Right.
it caught on like wildfire. And I vividly remember Tasha walking into a huge meeting, a conference, and we all had our masks on, but people would stop me from every corner and go, "You're Rachel Nader. You're Rachel Nader." And I was so awkward and overwhelmed. It wasn't like, "Oh, yes, Rachel Nader."
That's me.
I it was very weird and very uncomfortable for me. And because we were all virtual at the time, I hadn't seen these people. And being diagnosed with ADHD, one of my huge insecurities is not remembering people, not remembering their names. And so when so many people would come up, so I had to sit with that for a minute and go, what's going on? And like you said, Tasha, people saw a vulnerable side, somebody sharing about their mental health and their struggles. And that ultimately is what resonated with my audience and therefore helped me in my role. Well,
Right.
this girl looks like she is real and no struggles. I'm relating to her. So I'm going to stop there because you know that I can talk, Tasha, but that's how it started out with this whole, let's shake things up and be vulnerable to
Right.
yield different results.
Yeah, that is absolutely what I was drawn to and am drawn to in you. And you're absolutely right. Like LinkedIn, even today, like, posting on LinkedIn with this background, I felt insecure about doing that, but I do see a shift for sure. And it is about branding what I want to brand, who I am, my authentic self. And you definitely have given me the courage to do that today. So tell me about this new business that you have, Spendy Mom. What is the story with that?
So it just happened. I'd like to say that I had this epiphany, this aha moment, but I did not. Everyone who starts a business, and we're about a year and a half in. So in 6 months, we'll, I guess, reach out of that startup phase. But you have to have a strong why. And when our family decided to relocate to Tampa, I needed to work. I was in severe credit card debt, but I was in this familiar place of I need the money and I need to work, but I want to be a stay-at-home mom and not miss anything. And when I say stay-at-home mom, I mean every soccer practice, every dance recital. I want to be in the PTO, but it didn't exist. There was no way for me to be, in my mind, an incredibly present wife, going on almost 15 years of marriage, mom. I now have an 8 and a 6-year-old, but also make what I was used to in corporate America.
Right.
So I took a course from someone I'd followed on Instagram, Brambila, Adrian Brambila. He's amazing. He's one of my mentors today. And he was putting out videos on how to make passive income. And I'm like, well, that sounds great. Passive income, that's the way.
Right.
Well, I launched into these courses and I created a business, but it started out very small with one client. And I said, you know what? Let me take what I learned during the pandemic on LinkedIn and help small businesses yield results through social media by shaking things up, not posting a corporate graphic, but jumping on video and saying who they are and the why for their business. And so I slapped that up on my LinkedIn. And within 48 hours, I had an inbox message. She was an executive assistant, now owns her own business, and we are friends and actually live communities apart. She sent me a message and said, I work for a COO in a healthcare organization, and he needs a social media manager. Great. So I signed my first client, and I did horribly. Brutal. I recently went back to him. It's been a year and a half. And I said, I would love to offer you a few complimentary months because now we're so much more mature and you were my beta test. And so that offer still stands and he knows who he is. So I did really terribly we know the algorithms, you need to be posting all the time, but okay, this client left. What do we do now? Well, a neighbor came over and said, hey, I'm part of a networking meeting and we have this home stager and she's looking for a social media manager. And I said, what do I have to lose? I'm going to go to the meeting. And she had excellent questions. How many clients? What are the results? And all of this. And I looked at her, Tasha, and I said, well, I've had one client and he left me. You're number 2. And this is what I've learned.
Okay.
And I went through statements of credibility, my experience with the corporate world, with startups, being on a sales team, but partnering with marketing. And she took a chance and she hired me. 30 days after that, I thought, okay, I need to be really, really intentional with who I bring on as a client because I want this to be a long-term relationship, not a 60 days and done kind of deal. We are a
Okay.
subscription model. We are full management with your social media. So I did good old sales and I sent 2 messages to 2 specific business owners in my community and signed them both the month after the month after. Now I had 3 amazing female business owners and their social media. But the problem is I was already, Tasha, getting back into working 12-hour days,
Right.
having no flexibility, and as a solopreneur, doing everything from content creation to billing to tech. And so I started to build out a team. I built out a team. We onboarded 8 more clients, and we are here with a staff of 4 with various clients in different industries. And the next step for us is for businesses who can't afford full management. But like you said, Tasha, I want to learn. We are dropping our very first how-to e-course in March.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great. So you have grown tremendously. Like that was one of my questions. Like, what kind of clients are you looking for? Like it can be anything in any industry.
You can apply very simple but time consuming
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
steps to yield results on, be it Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of these platforms. There's very specific steps, and a lot of people can do it themselves, which is why we're going to teach them. And our guide on our website provides those steps. But yes, you can apply these to any industry. Now, you have your businesses, we talk senior living,
Mm-hmm.
where it's service based or you're looking for conversions. Click a link to schedule a tour. And then you have businesses where it's more selling digital products and e-courses. So at scale.
Okay.
We specialize as a boutique social media agency. Okay. We do not have plans to scale. We want to be high touch, high quality for that business owner or that small senior living organization that goes, we're not seeing anything from social media. And I audit, Tasha, every single day platforms. And sometimes people have great content, but then there's no call to action or what are you trying to solve here? So that boutique agency really gives people their own team for a fraction of the price.
Awesome. Okay. So I was hearing, video, connecting, being authentic. So you're helping these businesses really fine tune those skills, right? To then share their purpose, to have that call to action, and then be consistent with our messages.
Yeah, well said.
Okay.
So we can manage for them. And like I said, we have 1 spot left and then we are maxed.
Right.
Or we teach them too. And the interesting thing that's come out, and what I love, my therapist, Tasha, always says, stop talking about your brain when you go, my ADHD brain's all over. And she goes, no, use that with power and have a mindset of all the good it does. And the beautiful thing about my brain, that's from therapy, is that I can be in a conversation and extract ideas and extract all these amazing things. And in the last 3 weeks, I've had multiple conversations with business owners where they have a team in place. And I've audited, and their team in place is great. They're doing an excellent job, but they need guidance. They need oversight. They need strategy. And so that's been really exciting as we branch out into this part of consulting to really just ensure that teams are on the right path and you're reaching your goals. You have to have goals for your business, then you can tie it back.
Right. Accountability. I mean, that's something, that I think I need, for sure. I mean, I've been dabbling a little bit in social media and playing there myself, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting to think I don't actually know if it's physically, if one can do it for a long period of time, by themselves, right? It's just constant, thinking through and did I do this or did I have the call to action? So that really, I love that you help organizations and businesses design that pathway because as a business owner myself, I can see the need for sure and help with that. So for people that are just getting started, you recommend you're launching a course soon. You said in March. How do we sign up? What does that look like?
You go to spendymom.com and submit your email. That will add you to the wait list for the course, and the course
Okay.
will be available on spendymom.com. We also have a private Facebook group, and
Okay.
I'm sure in the notes of this we can drop the handle for that. Spendy Mom Social Media Tips. It is a private Facebook group that is, whether you're a business owner, a realtor, you just want to learn more, you want to get free tips. It is a complimentary group to just fuel you every day with information. Because Tasha, you just said so much about social media. And I'm like, yep. And there's so many great ways that I've had to learn, because with that very first client that I failed miserably at, I was using my finger and I was using my phone and manually creating and posting every day. After 90 days, I was burnt out.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even my own business. So there's so many amazing cost-effective platforms and tools to help business owners like yourself bulk schedule, have it all there, and focus back on your business. We estimate that a business owner like you, Tasha, can spend anywhere from 7 to 10 hours a week on effective content. Who has that time?
Right. Right.
Not a lot of people.
Well, this is such an opportunity. So you said we can contact you at spendymom.com. You have one slot open for a client.
We do. And
Okay.
that is likely to be filled, especially by the time people even get to this podcast. But it's not as much of me selling the business of us as an agency, because we want to keep our integrity and in high touch with our current clients. But the future of Spendy Mom is helping at scale with e-courses and groups, small business owners, male and female. But I have a passion as a female founder. We had 2 million moms leave the workforce in 2020. I was one of them. And so when we look at 2 million, we look at moms, and I do have a heart for moms. I really, really do. You've got so many moms that are starting businesses, but they have kids and they're balancing it. And if you're a dad and you're doing that as well, good for you. But I really, and as a team, want to focus on, you've made the business, everyone's doing it, but how do you propel it, get clients? And like we did, Tasha, call it the wrong way. I did not have a credible website, business Instagram, business Facebook, until I had a team and healthy revenue to pay for all salaries. And it's hilarious because people will say, well, I know you're selling, your services, but you don't even have a business Instagram. And my thing is hustle, get the work done, get the money that you need. I do not have a partner. I do not have an investor. I do not have any loans. It has been pound the pavement with grit and bring in the revenue and clients, so that now we can focus on that passive income stream, but while focusing on other small business owners like yourself, Tasha.
Great. Well, I'm inspired, Rachel, and I'm excited because I'm definitely going to sign up for that course. And, again, spendymom.com. I would love to connect with you again in the near future to hear how the business is flourishing. Maybe also get some more tips for the people that, are just not quite ready yet, but are starting to build their businesses. And yeah, I agree with you. Power to the mom. Love it. Yay!
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much
me
for
on my
having me,
little
Tasha.
podcast. So it's going to be available on YouTube and Spotify. This is our March segment. So Rachel, I can't thank you enough. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you
me.
so much, Tasha.
Hey friends, if you have an extra few minutes, stay tuned. Rachel has 5 tips for us beginners. Check it out now.
This 5 steps real quick. You're going to update your bio. You're going to make sure you post at least 1 time per day. You're going to utilize stories, follow 10 new target accounts per week, and make sure you are responding twice a day to comments and inbox. It's so funny that people think, oh, well, I'll check my Instagram 3 days from now. They're gone. They've found somebody else of what they're looking for. But the most important one I would walk away with is update your bio. Tasha, a lot of people, and for me, the first year being in business, we want to put all of our personal details and business details together. I have tested having my own Instagram and doing business and personal. And I have tested now doing them separately, having all of our clients, most of them do them separately. And what we see are better results when you have a business focused Instagram and Facebook. So your bio should reflect that. Who are you? What do you do? How do you add value? And what is your hook? So if you think about it, we were just talking about mortgage industry for a second, Tasha. Like I said, our teachings are applicable to every industry. But I'm Rachel Nader. I'm a loan officer. I help first-time home buyers purchase their dream home. Follow me for tips on how to stop renting. So you want to know your target audience. And for this example, first-time home buyers, people who are renting. That is the way you are going to make sure, and having good content, of course, but you're going to make sure that people see relevancy and they follow you back.
Great. Good way to get started. Thank you, Rachel.